By now, in this series that we've been doing on UX strategy and leadership, we've talked a lot about moving beyond being an implementer to somebody who empowers others. And we've started talking about offering supportive services and building a design system to help teams move faster. But if we're serious about scaling UX across an organization, that's not enough. We're going to need to go even further. We need to make sure people have access to the right tools because even with a design system, your colleagues won't be able to do much UX work unless they can run things like surveys or test ideas or analyze user behavior, let alone things like checking accessibility. And if they're left to figure out all of this on their own, they're going to waste time, they're going to pick poor tools and probably just give up altogether. If you want your colleagues to take more interest in UX and complete UX tasks, then you can't just leave them to it. You need to make it super easy for them. And that means providing a pre-approved, easy to access set of tools, because that's going to help them in several ways. For a start, it's going to save them time. They're not going to have to research dozens of survey platforms or testing tools. It also helps ensure quality. You know that the tools work and produce reliable results. It also makes training easier for you because everyone's using the same toolkit, so onboarding is much simpler. And it's going to improve collaboration because results are going to be more consistent, making it easier to share and interpret findings. You're not just going to be giving people tools, you're actually reducing friction for them. And that makes adoption much more likely to happen. Now, there's no single perfect toolkit. What works for one team may not work for another, but in general, you're going to need to support people in the following areas. User research. So you're going to need to provide surveys, polls, and feedback tools, things like Typeform or Google Forms or usertesting.com, which will enable them to do more in-depth work. Then there's data visualization, tools for creating personas, journey mappings, or visualizing research insights. Things like Miro, UXpressia, or Figma's FigJam. All of those are good options. Then there's usability testing. Things like remote or in-person tools like Lookback or Maze, or even moderated sessions using Zoom or screen sharing. Then there's prototyping. Figma can go a long way for many teams, but there are simpler tools like Balsamiq, which might be better for beginners. And of course, there's things like Adobe XD or Exure, which are for more advanced options. You need to pick the right tool for your team and their existing skills. Then, of course, there's analytics with heat maps and behavior tracking via tools like Microsoft Clarity, Hotjar, or Google Analytics. And finally, there's accessibility, with simple checks being able to be done using tools like Axe, Wave, or SiteImprove. It doesn't matter whether you go for an all-in-one platform or a mixture of niche tools. The important thing is that the tools are easy to learn, already available, approved through procurement, and clearly documented so that there are easy how-to guides and short training. The best way to roll out the toolkit is to make it dead simple for people to start using it. And that might mean a Notion page of listing all the approved tools with the links and login information, or a 15-minute intro video explaining how each tool works, or templates for common tasks like usability test plans or survey structures. And then short drop-in training sessions to help people get started. Because when you lower the barrier of entry, you will see increased adoption. It's as simple as that. This isn't just about giving people the right tools, it's also about shaping a culture. By equipping others, you're embedding UX into their daily practices, and you're helping them build good habits. And finally, you're removing one more excuse for not putting the user first. Now, if you're a freelancer or run an agency, this applies just as much to you. But in your case, those colleagues are your clients. Most clients want to do the right thing, they just don't know how. By giving them a simple toolkit, you make it easier for them to run with your ideas even after the project is done. Here's what that could look like. Provide a short list of free or low-cost research tools that they can use between engagements. Create a reusable testing script that they can adapt. Offer a client dashboard with something like Notion or Trello or similar that links to helpful resources that could help them, or record a short Loom video showing them how to run a simple usability test. That small investment makes you appear more valuable and deepens the relationship. It shows that you're thinking long term and not just about the deliverables, but about their ongoing success. Whether you're in-house or external, creating a suite of UX tools might seem like a small step, but it can have an enormous impact. When you remove the guesswork and make it easy for people to do good UX work, you unlock progress across the whole organization. It's one more way that we can move from being a person who does UX to a person who enables it. And in the next lesson, we're going to explore another, which is creating preferred supplier lists, because that's another essential resource that can help your colleagues stay on track, even when you're not in the room.